Welcome to Mike Brown Barbecue. Today I'm going to show you how I cold smoke homemade peppered bacon on my 250-gallon offset smoker. Stay tuned. Alright folks, today we're going to smoke us some bacon. This is a little 3-pound pork belly that I cured for 7 days in my refrigerator. I didn't shoot a video of doing the actual cure, but I will put a card in up at the top of the screen on my bacon belly burn ends. And that's the same process I did for this right here. So obviously, we've got to get this seasoned up. We're flipping around on the fat cap first. Season that up first. Uh, what I like to do with my pork bellies is hit them with a little bit of light brown sugar. Kind of rub it in there. That's what I like to do with my bacon. What I like to do is wet my hand a little bit with some cold water, and it'll help. And spread that sugar out. Like I said, I just put a light coat on it. And we're doing peppered bacon in this video, so I'm going to be using my 16 mesh, the Diaz Butcher Block black pepper, and hit it with a somewhat decent coat. You don't want to go too heavy. That'll be good enough because this pepper's got some zip to it, man. When your peppers stick, everything will be good. Flip this over. Go ahead and splash us a little bit of water here on top. Kind of rehydrate that pork belly because it dries out in the fridge after you cure it. And again, I'll repeat the process. There ain't no really hardcore measurement that I use for the brown sugar. I just put it on there. I like the sweetness of the brown sugar on my bacon, so it pairs well with the smoke. And you're going with a real low heat on this, so you don't have to worry about the brown sugar burning off on there. Then we'll hit it with the black pepper. Don't forget your sides. And there you have it, folks. Black pepper bacon. We'll let that sit there for a minute and do its thing, and let's go get us a fire started for the cold smoke. Stay tuned. Alright folks, so it's time to start us a cold smoke fire. What I like to start with is a full chimney of lump charcoal. Just like that. That is going to be our coal bed. That's all that you want right there. Because what's going to go on there next is a big, dense, barky red oak log. This is a big, thick log. It's still real greener. I could tell by how much it weighs. It's very heavy. And we'll stick this on there kind of at an angle. Like that. And that'll produce us some good, dirty smoke here in just a second. Give that a minute to catch up. And on this bacon smoke right here, we're going to be between 125, 150. We won't get no hotter than 170. And I'm not going to bring the bacon up to an internal temp of 165. That's just something that the FDA requires people who sell bacon to do. When you're making it at home, you don't have to do that. In my opinion, it makes for a better product when you're cooking it down. We may smoke this for 6 hours, maybe even 8 hours. We'll see how the color starts turning out. But that's taken off, so we'll go throw our bacon on. I'll bring you guys back here in a minute. Stay tuned. All right, folks, the time has come to put the bacon on. Just wanted to show you guys what it looks like now. Seasoned it up. Brown sugar's melted in. The pepper's stuck to it. And the reason I want to show you this because we're fixing to open this door and get blasted with a bunch of smoke. All that dirty smoke is what you want when you're smoking, cold smoking bacon. I did put a wire rack in here to elevate it because my grates are really dirty and the back side of that fat will soak all that crap up. So we're going to stick it right here, right in the middle, and let that dirty smoke do its thing. We were at a temp of a little over 120. I like to put my bacon on cold, and I like to put it on as soon as I put that log on right there. Because when everything is cold, that meat will soak up more smoke, and you'll get more of that flavor when it's all cold. And I like to bring the fire up slowly to 150. Like I said, this will smoke anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. You just pretty much smoke it until you like the color of it. You don't have to worry about an internal temp. You don't want to go above 165 on internal temp, but I won't never run this fire nowhere near hot enough to get close to that. So I'm going to smoke this thing to color. When it's where I want it at, then I'll slice it up for bacon. After we get through smoking it, we'll take it off and we'll put it in the refrigerator overnight and let it get cold and slice it the next day. So anyway, this is what we're doing, cold smoking bacon. I will bring you guys back here in probably about 3 hours. We'll take a look at it and see how it's doing. Stay tuned. Alright, so we're 2 hours into our cold smoke, and I just wanted to show you what was going on with our dense log. You can see hardly none of it's burned up. It's sitting there smoldering. But oftentimes, a lot of the struggle with running these small coal beds is your little coal bed will burn up a little more than what you need it to. So what I like to do is kind of get the log propped up on the side where there's a little bit of space, and that little coal bed will burn out about 2 to 3 hours in, and you've got to replenish that because what'll happen is it'll burn up into this log about right here and it'll just peter out. So what I like to do to combat this and kind of keep things going is I'll take some small pieces of kindling, red oak, that'll burn and kind of replenish that coal bed just a little bit up underneath there. Shove them up in there. And what these do is kind of replenish your coal bed just a little bit and give you a little more needed heat to keep burning on that log. It will spike your temp up just a little bit, but not that much. We're 2 hours in and we're running right at 150. So we'll close that back down, let it do its thing. I just wanted to show you that little tips and tricks to keep your fire going, because anybody that's doing this just throws that log like I did on a little bed of coals, no matter what kind of coals it is, it's just going to peter out and it's not going to keep keeping on. You do got to check it every now and again. And I'll do this probably about once every 2 to 3 hours. I'll throw them little pieces on there, kind of replenish that coal bed and keep things going. So we'll get that closed down and I'll show you how to temp. I just put that kindling on. It jumped up a little bit. It's going to, but it ain't going to jump up enough to matter. So we're sitting at 160 on that one. And we're sitting at 160 on this one. We got that nice dense smoke coming out of there. That's what you want for a cold smoke. So here in about an hour, hour and a half, we'll open it up, take our first look at this pork belly. Making some homemade bacon. Y'all stay tuned. Alright folks, so we're just a little bit past the 3 hour mark. We're sitting at 150 on our temps, holding steady. It's not moving. Good dirty smoke coming out up there, what you want on this bacon. So we're at the 3 hour mark. It's the first time we've looked at it. Let's see what she looks like. It's got a good color to it, but I want it darker than that. So I'm gonna let this carry on and smoke for probably another 3 hours. We'll check back in it again here in about the 2 hour mark. Let's see what it's looking like then. It's got some good color on it, but I want that smoke to soak in there. And this thing is cured right here. You can cold smoke it for a while and you'll be all right. What that pink salt does for you. So we're going to close this back down and let it go for another 2 hours, and we'll check it here in 2 more hours, or when we manage that fire again, whatever comes first. Stay tuned.
Alright guys, so we're back. I'm voicing this clip over because my microphone died. So basically what I'm fixing to do here is put on a glove and I'm going to turn this log over to put the wood on top of the little bit of coals I got there to keep this thing burning. What I'm telling you is that the middle of the log is burning out there. What that log will do if we don't turn it over is it'll smolder out. Up to this point, I've been putting kindling up underneath there to keep it going, but it's time to go ahead, flip this thing over. Let the top burn and let the bottom catch. So what we're gonna go ahead and do here is put a little bit more kindling on this side of the log to kind of help start things. This was roughly at my 5 hour mark of the cold smoke on the bacon. All right, so we got that finished up now, and we'll give it a minute to kind of get caught up. And there it is, it's starting to take off. That's what we want. All right, well, I'll bring you guys back here at the 6 hour mark. Let me check this bacon. Y'all stay
All
tuned.
right, folks, the time has come. Check it again. We're at the 5 hour mark as of right now on this bacon. And we're nice and smoky like we need to be. And give you guys a close up of this. That's what she's looking like right there. Beautiful color. It's getting darker. Still got, I'm probably gonna let it go for about another hour or so, somewhere in there. But that's what it's looking like. We'll close this thing back down and let it keep on doing its thing. We're at about 160 on our temp right now, so stay tuned. All right, folks. So it's time to manage this little bitty old fire we got. As you can see, that log is just about gone. We'll come in here, we'll break it up. And just do that number with it right there. Give it a minute and try to let it catch. You'll have some dead ash right in there. Just scoop it up a little bit, throw it on there. What I'm going to do at this point though is I am going to put on another log. It's a heavy dense log, real green for its size, but it's small because I don't have much longer on this cook. We're 5.5 hours in, so I don't want to spend too much fuel. So we'll put that dude right there and let it do its thing. Yep, you don't need much when you're cold smoking, just enough to put the cold smoke off. So here in about an hour, we'll check that bacon and see if it's where we like it at. Y'all stay tuned. All right, folks, so we went just a little bit longer than 6 hours. I got busy doing stuff in the yard, and we're actually 6.5 hours in, which ain't gonna hurt nothing. We're running at a temp of about 160. It did jump up a little bit when I put that new log on. So let's see what we got. We definitely got a lot of smoke, which is to be expected. And that looks beautiful. That's a good looking smoky bacon right there. I'm gonna call that done, but just for shits and giggles, we'll check the internal temp in the thickest part. It's sitting at an internal temp of 128 degrees, which there's nothing wrong with that. I could let this smoke longer if I wanted to, but it'll just keep getting darker and darker. I'm satisfied with what's on it. When it's cold in the wintertime, I'll let them smoke up to 8, 12 hours sometimes, but it's the summertime down here in Texas. It's hot as hell out here. So I'm going to call that good. We smoked this for 6.5 hours, almost 7 hours. So it's got some good smoke flavor in it now. It's ready to come off. What I'll do now is put it back in the fridge on this wire rack right here and let it chill for a couple hours, and then we'll slice it up here in a little while after it's chilled and get our bacon slices off of it and fry some of it up, see how it came out. So the next time you guys see me, when we fry some of this bacon, stay tuned. Alright folks, the time's come. Slice this bacon. Slice this belly into bacon slices. That's what it's looking like. It's got nice color on it. It is beautiful. Even the bottom looks good on it. So that's what we got. So we'll turn it sideways and I'm going to take my slices long ways. Right here, I like my bacon on the thick side. It'd be a lot easier if I had a commercial meat slicer, but I do not have one of them. So the next best thing is a super sharp knife. Make sure your meat's cold. Let's take a look at some of this here bacon. You see how pretty that's looking? Nice and cured. Got that red color on it. It's looking nice. It's meaty bacon, not as much fat. When you're picking out them pork bellies, that's the kind of meat to fat ratio you want right there. That cooks down good and it makes awesome bacon. Alright folks, so I'm going to finish slicing this up. And that's what it looks like. All sliced up folks. Get the frying pan set up, fry it in cast iron. Stay tuned. Alright folks, so we're back and we're fixing to fry this up. I got my cast iron pretty hot. What I'm going to do first is throw in these end pieces. Kind of make some little burn ends with them. I couldn't get that close to cutting them thin with my knife, so I'll just cube them up, cook them like that. The end pieces are always very uneven. And it's sizzling, and I can tell you what, that already smells pretty good. Definitely smells like bacon. Ain't nothing like the smell of bacon and cooking outdoors. And folks, don't forget, click your tongs at least 3 times before you use them. Now don't forget, while we had this on the smoker, we didn't take it to a 160 internal temp. So when you do go to cook this bacon and you smoke it like I do, and you don't take it all the way up to temp, you need to make sure that it's cooked all the way before you pull it off. Keep it from getting sick. Once you get them a little bit brown, stir them back in all that grease and keep them moving. But I do got this little sample piece right here. I kind of burnt it, but I'm gonna give it a little try. All right, I'm gonna throw these pieces on next. They were irregular cuts. You definitely get the smoke and the pepper off these little burn ends I just did. Them suckers are good. Keep your bacon flipping so you don't burn it. I like my bacon not crispy, 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 but I like it to have just a little bit of crunch and still be flexible. Alright folks, we're down to our last bacon. This is my first little end piece I cut off right there. And we are almost done with this. One little thing that you can do with this leftover bacon grease that we're going to have at the end of this, you can jar it up and save it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour it over the firebox in my smoker to help season it up. Any old cooking oil, cooking grease, anything like that you got, save it for your firebox and dump it over it. It'll smell like bacon while you're out there smoking for a little while. At this point, you can turn off your pan. That grease is not going to cool off no time soon. It's still going to fry. Just a little pro tip for frying bacon. Alright folks, there's the last piece of bacon. It's done. The way I like it fried, I don't like it burnt to a crisp. Alright. Let's have us a little tasting here in a minute, but let me get all this situated. Alright guys, so we're back and this is our finished product on our bacon. Some pieces thick, some pieces thin. We'll try a little bit of anything. This is probably my crispest piece right here. Let's give it a try. Nice and crunchy. It's peppery, definitely smoky. That red oak smoke's good for doing this stuff with. And it's got a hint of sweetness from the light brown sugar I rubbed on it. It's definitely got the bacon cure down pat. It's better than anything you're going to buy in the store, in my opinion. Just make sure that when you do rub it down with the sugar, that you don't start out too hot and burn the edges. Very good though. Then I want to try my thickest piece, which is this one right here. See how thick that piece of bacon is? See what it looks like? It is looking nice. We're going to bite it right on the thick end. Yep, that's pretty damn good. A little bit too thick though, for my taste. But when you don't have an electric slicer, it'd be like that. Alright, here's the last one I'm going to try right here. It's the first piece I cut off. It's got the end on it. I expect this to be the best piece. Oh yeah. Well, that's what's up. That one there's got the most smoke, most pepper, and it's got the most flavor. It's awesome. It is awesome. Just take a look at that, guys. Look at that bacon. Alright guys, if y'all like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. It's super easy to make bacon at home. All you do is go to the store, buy your pork belly. I'll put a link to another video up here in the top of the corner, somewhere up there, whichever side it's on, and to my bacon burn ends video, and that's how I cure my pork bellies. You can vacuum seal it or you can put it in a Ziploc bag, it don't matter. Let it go for at least 7 days. This is very good, there's nothing wrong with it, but I think next time I'll go 8 days and get the salt up a little bit more in it, but still very good. So, like I said guys, hit that like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you want to cook next, and y'all peace out. Thanks for watching.